Hi, I'm Zealand Turner. I'm the Director of School Communications here at PALCS. We're on Winging It, and I'm speaking with Juliette Tenebruso, a senior here at PALCS, and this is Winging It.
My name is Juliette Tenebruso. I am a senior at PALCS this year.
Are you excited?
I am. It's kind of crazy.
Okay. What's crazy about it? What are you jazzed about?
College applications are quite the ordeal.
Okay. How many?
I believe I'm applying to 8. I have my work cut out for me.
Are any of them far from home?
Most of them, yeah. I think the closest one I'm applying to is about an hour and a half away.
Okay.
So
she's at some healthy distance.
yes.
Okay, great. So you are fully remote. Have you been fully remote for all of your courses, both at USP and CPFA, the entire time you've been in those programs?
I have. I've gone on site to USP just to kind of go to events and such, but my classes have been fully virtual.
So when did you start at either of those programs?
This is my 3rd year at PALCS and USP. I joined both of those at the same time, and then my 2nd year at CPFA. I used to go to a virtual school starting with 6th grade because of the whole COVID pandemic that kind of threw everything for a wrench. So my public school used to be in person, but we switched online. And then I liked online school enough that I wanted to stay online, and so I found PALCS, and I thought it was a really neat opportunity.
What are your passions or pathways that made you want to pursue certain courses in either?
I am interested in a lot of things, but as for college, I'm planning to go into theoretical physics. And then I also write music as well.
Okay, so back up. Theoretical physics. What kind of careers, perhaps, might that guide you towards?
When I think theoretical physics, I think Einstein. So that would be amazing. But I know there's a lot of physicists who work at NASA. And then you could also pursue the academia pathway, so working as a professor at a university and conducting research there.
Do you feel like you could go in either direction, like applicable or educational? Or are you kind of leaning in one way?
I think both of them are interesting to me because I love teaching as it is. I tutor in math and physics, and so I love teaching and helping people out. But of course, I would also love to apply my knowledge as well. So I guess we'll see where the future takes me.
Okay, so talk to me about the Stanford Research Program.
This past summer, I got into a Stanford Research Program for physics, and it was meant to inspire women to join physics because there's actually quite a big gender gap in physics. I think only 20% of degrees in physics are held by women right now, which is not the best, so 1 in 5. So this program was really great to get girls interested in physics and provide them with a foundation. We learned Python, how to code in Python. We gained some general conceptual understandings of some really big physics topics, which was quite interesting. And we also heard from a lot of women working in the physics career. So we heard from Stanford professors, we heard from researchers, people working in science policy in Congress, and the more commercial sector as well.
Tell me a little bit about why it matters to you how many women are in STEM, what their presence is, what the ratio is.
I think just representation is really important because we've made a lot of progress in the gender gap in the STEM fields, but obviously physics still has a long way to go. So it was really inspiring to see women in the positions or roles or jobs that I would want to pursue.
Do you feel like that's something you've come upon in your journey independently, or do you feel like your family has helped fuel some of that direction?
I think, honestly, it has been mostly independent. I know my grandma used to be a chemist, but other than that, there really are no scientists in my family. And so I had always been interested in astronomy and space and all of that. But then I figured that I was more interested in how things worked than just say like stars and planets. And so physics was where I kind of explore like black holes and time and light and space-time and quantum mechanics and all of these really interesting ideas. I got a scholarship to participate in a program where a graduate student at Duke, who's pursuing theoretical physics, her degree, she guided me through the process of exploring a physics topic that I chose and to write a 10-page scientific paper on it.
Wow, okay, I'm kind of bouncing around here, but we're going back and forth, and I love that I'm seeing a lot in what you do is kind of really left and right brain. It doesn't look like you're walking around kind of like this, a little lopsided. Talk to me about your music. What do you play? What do you love? What inspires you?
I taught myself guitar and piano about 2 years ago, and I've been singing ever since I could talk, really. So music has always been a really important part of my life. I just picked up songwriting about 2 years ago as well. Just over the summer, I had a guitar laying around in the basement, and I was like, well, I might as well put this to good use. And then the songwriting kind of came out of that, and then I wanted to learn music production as well to be able to produce my original songs. So that's why I ended up taking the CPFA music production class last year and this year. I took digital music composition, the normal class last year to learn the basics and the fundamentals. And now that I'm in honors, I can use that knowledge for my own projects. So each marking period, we have an individual project. So I'll be writing a song and producing that. And then we also have group projects with the rest of the class. I think for the first semester, we're doing a cover album. So we have this album of music and we're all doing covers of it.
I love that. Do you feel like you are able to bond and work with and collaborate on projects well with your peers at CPFA, even from a remote learning platform?
Yeah, I definitely say so. Last year, we did a group project for a film. I think you actually had Caleb on the podcast.
Sure did.
So Caleb did the film, and then me and George, his name was, one of my other fellow music production students, we collaborated on creating the music underneath and the theme song.
Let's talk about being president of Math Honor Society.
I was very excited because Miss Ding, one of the USP math teachers, reached out to me and a couple other students as well to create this advisory council, we call it, to get this Math Honor Society started up. And it's actually a national organization like other honor societies. We wanted to start a chapter at our school, and so I ended up being president for that. So we've really been pushing out advertisements for that and trying to get new members to join. We're hoping to get talks from people in the math world, so teachers at PALCS and USP, of course, but also extending it to the community and STEM people as well. We love to have STEM talks, and we're hoping to get some competitions up and running as well as some math competitions.
Okay, love that. Can we come up with a cool name for that? Because I know I already talked, TED Talks. No, they're not sponsoring us. I wish they would. TED, if you're out there. So can we come up with some cool names for our Math Honor Society guest speakers to come and talk?
We should, because the group is called Mu Alpha Theta. So Theta Talks or something.
Okay, sure. I see where you're going with that. I like it. What was the biggest challenge in putting together your club that is already, I understand, a national organization, but to just say, hey, I want our school to have a chapter, what does that look like?
There's a lot of organization that goes into that. I'm very grateful because all of the officers are very on top of everything. So shout out to you guys. Everyone is really willing to help out where it's needed, but there's so many moving pieces. And so as president, it's kind of my job to make sure that we don't forget something. So I'm like, all right, advertising head, let's get some posters out. We need to get the induction ceremony ready. We need to reach out to these people. We need to plan the events. And there's a lot of organization.
PALCS AI community. What is that? Just let me know. Start from scratch because I know nothing.
The PALCS AI committee is basically a committee of anyone who really wants to be a part of it. So we have students, we have teachers, administrative staff, anyone who wants to help shape the AI policy for the school and educate and provide outreach for the community as well, since AI is such a huge part of our world today. So as part of that, we created the AI handbook for the school, which is now on the PALCS lobby. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. And we also host webinars around the school for teachers and students to make sure that everyone's on the same page with our AI guidelines.
What are some of the thoughts and queries that you're addressing currently?
I think just the challenge between the benefits of AI and the risks that are inherent to it as well, because AI is a tool, of course, and it can be used for good and bad. And so we want students and parents and teachers as well, of course, to be able to use AI because it's going to be a very important part of the workforce and future education and everything else. But we also want the students' work to be their own and for the student to develop the skills that they need to.
Okay, so what do you use AI most for yourself?
I actually reached out to my calculus teacher for this. So whenever I got stuck on a problem, it used to be very difficult and frustrating because if you get stuck in the beginning of the problem, you can't do the rest of the problem. And so my calculus teacher allowed me to use ChatGPT kind of as a tutor. They have a new Learn feature to guide you through and provide one step to help you use it as a starting point.
Do you feel like it could replace you as a math tutor?
I do think that if it gets to the level that it can, sometimes when I use the AI, I am just so lost that I have no idea what it's saying. And so in those cases, the tutor would definitely be helpful for that. And also kind of having that human interaction as well, because at the end of the day, the AI is a computer. So
do you feel like that human component adds a layer or dimension that contributes to the facilitation of information?
I definitely say so. I tutor in math and physics, like I said, and my students are like my friends as well. I always ask them how their week's been going, and I get all the gossip about what's going on in their school. And that encouragement and just that support that a human tutor provides, at the end of the day, I'm not just helping them with their math, I'm helping them with everything else as well.
Do you also feel there's a component to say, what if you don't know what question to ask? Do you feel like you are more intuitive to say, okay, I can kind of see where you're getting stuck, so let's approach it from here, versus if it was just between you and the computer, you have to figure out what to ask it in order to figure out what you're even stumbling on or trying to figure out?
Yeah, that's very true. With the prompts that you have to put into AI, they do have to be very specific, or else it's going to give you something that you're not asking for. So I do think that human tutoring offers more flexibility in that area.
Do you feel like you're very pro AI moving forward into the future, or do you feel like you have more doubts than positive vibes, let's say?
I think I'm excited to see what it can offer, but I think we also have to remain cautious about, again, it replacing critical thinking or the privacy policies concerning it and the data collection as well.
Is pineapple on pizza delicious or a crime?
A crime, 100%.
Okay.
It's too sweet.
But do you like pineapple in general?
I do. Yeah, just not on pizza.
Is there any fruit that you would put on pizza?
Aren't tomatoes a fruit?
Okay, honest, like literally when I said that, I was like, tomato. Okay. Which is better, pancakes or waffles?
I'd say waffles.
Why?
Because I feel like you can get a good frozen waffle, but you can't get good frozen pancakes.
I thought you were gonna say something about, like Butter Pockets, because honestly,
that is true.
When I'm slathering, if I had one waffle and one pancake, you can get way more butter and syrup into the whole waffle situation, because pancakes are like, shloop, bye. Like, you can have a taste. That's it, just a taste. Okay, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Okay.
Because a sandwich is two separate slices of bread. A hot dog is just one.
So is a hot dog a taco?
I don't like this question. I'm going to have to think about that one. I'm going to be thinking about this when I go to bed.
Great. Get back to me when you want. Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Definitely vanilla. I don't like chocolate.
Toppings?
I like caramel. Caramel's good on vanilla.
Is camping fun or not worth it?
I've never been camping, but I love hiking, so I'd say fun.
Last one. Do you learn more inside or outside the classroom?
That's interesting. I feel both. I mean, obviously in class you have to learn, but then again, they give us like so much homework anyway. So if you want to count that as outside the classroom, and just learning from people and talking to people as well. Go check out Juliette Hope on YouTube. And I actually just started that up this summer. So I post my covers and originals on there. And also, if you are in PALCS, make sure that you join Mu Alpha Theta, our new math honor society as well.